Hey everyone, I just recorded probably the most awful Buongcharlo that I have ever recorded, and that's saying something. I've released two so far. Well, I've released one and not that other one. So I want to do a in a clearer voice and with a more cogent mind than a half hour ago when I recorded this initial one. My thoughts. Oh my God, am I echoing right now? What the fuck? My hearing aid is on. Guys, my iPhone hearing aid feature uh is what the heck? Okay. I'm just gonna keep rocking. So I God, this fucking threw me off. I have hearing aid interference now. Can you believe that? Okay, so Kirby Air Ride and Mario Kart World. I'm gonna compare I'm gonna compare Kirby Air Ride and Mario Kart World and Kirby Air Ride and Mario Kart Double Dash from the GameCube. So I did some research and get this, folks. Kirby Air Ride released first. Do I have that right? Yes, Kirby Air Ride released first um, in the GameCube console cycle, and Double Dash released afterwards. So I think that puts sort of an expectation on this new era for Nintendo Switch 2. Of course, Mario Kart World is releasing before the new Kirby Air Ride. Uh, I think with the GameCube, people were like, what is this Kirby game? It's a little strange. The racing mode isn't really what I think of when I think of racing. It's okay, but man, City Trial, bro. All those stories that we made up about killing the tree of making it sad. And now, you know, we just like killing the environment as adults, but we have a lot of nostalgia for when we hit the tree. So I think that in the Nintendo Switch era, people might look forward to Air Ride more than we're expecting to. Sure, there's all the perception of the first Kirby Air Ride from back then, but I think Sakurai as a figure has elevated himself more favorably, and people just know who he is. Com More people know who he is compared to when the GameCube came out, and yeah, I think that's going to bode well for Kirby Air Ride's captive audience, people who are going to just buy it because they know who Sakurai is and just, all the Smash Bros. Stuff and whatnot. And people who maybe just heard his name. Um, Also, the rising importance, rising importance of Kirby is also helpful. More people might just like Kirby. There might be more Kirby fans that want to pick up Air Ride too. Something to look out for in the near future. Horrifying that people are going to start praying to an eldritch god such as Kirby. Might overtake Catholicism. The new Pope might secretly not be, well, I guess the Pope, yeah, the Pope is automatically a papist, right? Or are there people insane enough, like the Opus Dei people, where, if you were Pope Francis, they're like, this guy is a fucking hippie. Like this guy isn't a papist. Imagine Opus Dei saying that about the Pope. I bet one of them has said that. Newt Gingrich is a papist. A papist. Yes. Well, Newt Gingrich wasn't a papist for Pope Francis, I suppose. But he was part of Opus Dei. It's weird. Anyway, for the Nintendo Switch 2, uh, yeah, I think Air Ride is gonna do a lot better than we think. That's my expectation anyway. Uh, I do have some worries though. If so, let's just sort of lab out what we think an Air Ride 2 will look like. I think it needs to be more open. It's not a very inspired or brave thing to say, considering the trajectory of the Nintendo Switch's um, game design philosophy of the generation. but I think it's what people expect. It needs to be some kind of open world, big area, launch through like at least hub system. And that is where I guess my first prediction. Who, whenever I say another prediction, we will not know if it's the last one. So uh, keep that in mind as I ramble. But I think that Kirby Air Ride 2 needs to be more open, have a central hub, which will probably be the new city trial mode. I think you'll be able to enter from city trial like map area where you can wander around similar to the Mario Kart world where you drive to join races. I guess that's in a menu, but still you can like enter things, right? From in Mario Kart World. I think you're going to be able to do that in uh, Air Ride, and I think Sakurai has the potential to explore that in a lot more interesting ways than maybe a Mario Kart team would go about things. It is encouraging that there's new blood in Nintendo, and it seems that still a pretty innovative team is working on this new Mario Kart. But Sakurai, I'm definitely more excited and expect him to go in a crazier direction than even this crack Mario Kart team. But that disappoints me a little bit. I would like to see some risk that, maybe it's not the right thing to embrace this open world philosophy of the generation. Maybe we just need a killer fucking racing game. Like an F-Zero, no bullshit, F-Zero GX, no bullshit kind of game where it's just everyone of the devs is just pouring all of their time into racing. Could you imagine? Like, there's no city trial even in the new one. Everyone's like, bro, I remember before I started working for uh, the New Jersey smokestack factory that we played so much Mario Kart Air Ride in the GameCube days, bro. I remember when we were like flying from heaven. It was like, man, like that top area, the top golden platform, and I would like dive bomb people. Oh man, I love making bombs, don't you? But anyway, I'm really looking forward to Air Ride too, because maybe I can control UAVs. That's my job. From my Switch 2, bro. If I could mod my Switch 2 to drone strike someone, oh man, it would be like kind of like the 8-year-old me from the past. That's where he lives, would be reaching out to current day me, just as a Nintendo fan, bro. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is uh, those people won't get their city trial. I won't get my city trial. I think I would miss it if it was not there. But honestly, a bold new direction of pure fucking adrenaline pumping star Chinese box rice box game would it would be amazing. I mean, whatever comes to your mind when I say the phrase new paradigm of racing, and you connect that with an Air Ride 2 developed by Sakurai, that's exciting. I would leave City Trial at the door if I could get the new paradigm of racing. Maybe we need to work on that tagline a little bit, but you know what I mean. Something that changes the racing game up is still embracing that gliding and flying of the Kirby Air Ride franchise that makes it so fun, but also with some of the exploring. So I would like to see a city trial. Uh, and if it is open, I do think that you would be able to teleport from things within that hub world. But, I'd be fine leaving it. The flying has to be really good. And I think it will be really good as my prediction number two. Okay. I guess there has to be like a Hydra or Dragoon, right? So here's a hot take about Dragoon. I think it flies too well. In what I hope would be the next Dragoon, I want to see something with finer controls, or maybe an option to enable finer controls on this new Dragoon. And there's a lot more room for error, right? There were, um, I think, arguably better aircraft carts, whatever you want to call them, stars in the first Kirby Air Ride, which were harder and more fun to use, but still had enough of a beginner appeal and interesting, challenging difficulty curve uh, than Dragoon does. Dragoon is just a little too easy, in my opinion. I think it's more of a reward. It's a rewarding of an easy mode rather than a reward that gives you, I think, truly the best colliding and fastest star in the game. I would love to see that. And I think we're gonna see that in Kirby Air Ride. Air Ride 2? Is it just Air Ride 2? Air Riders? Man, they gotta do anything other than that trailer that's just floating out there. I said this before, but I think that that trailer feels like something I experienced during a coma. I hardly believe that the game is real, um, let alone like when I experienced seeing those images. Uh, yeah, I'd love to see more from what they got cooking. Let's see, any more predictions for Air Ride 2? Excuse me. Uh, I guess I would extend the same thing to Hydra. I hope and expect the new Hydra to have finer controlling options, but whatever, we'll see. Uh, Maybe a more interesting party mode. It's like a city trial, but it has more interesting mini games. Like, I guess if we're just thinking how the initial air ride was, uh, it would just have to expand on things that have already been introduced in the series. So the mini games would have to be different. The Maybe there's multiple city trial settings, or sorry, well, yeah, settings like modifiers and stuff, but multiple courses, stages for city trial, not just a city, but maybe. Oh, wait, here's something. Maybe the courses that you race on are like a bigger environment. So there's like whatever, the ice, the fire, the green forest world, and on those worlds, like Cups in Mario Kart, there would be maybe 3 or 4 tracks, and there is so maybe it's like 3 tracks, and then the fourth track is actually not a track, but it is the lava, the ice, or the forest green, like overworld, open world. And that's where City Trial or something like it, more open, takes place, right? That would be interesting because you get more environments, more potential things that could happen, and like contextual things. I'm thinking like in City Trial, the jump pad to like the heaven platform on the sky, top of the skybox, right? Or yeah, I get like that is the volcano that does that, or the rail system, um, the little holes that you can fall through next to the tree, just the weeping tree itself. Like, think of all the different things that could be in the new lava trial. Lava, lava subway, the new lava subway underworld in this case, uh, under open world, and maybe you can grind on the subway rails there, and there's a dragon that's made out of old subway cars, and you can drive into his mouth and fly through his mouth, and then maybe that guy, there's like a course, like a theme course dedicated to the subway dragon cart guy, and the course is you racing and flying through his open mouth, but like jumbo size, because maybe you got shrunk down or something. Just an idea. Uh, yeah. So I guess that's my last one. I want to wrap it up. Um, and I have high expectations for Air Ride 2. And I'm encouraged that because it's not Smash Bros. And I don't think that there's much of an expectation for Sakurai to feel responsible to a fan base as much. I think there's room to go crazy, maybe even leave City Trial behind, as I was saying, and satisfy some of that first generation gamer audience. This is going to be a lot of kids' first console, Nintendo console, even, uh, or just, yeah, first console at all. So uh, maybe it's going to be a really amazing first experience for them. And it'll appeal to them and appeal to the nostalgia gamer that we have now become as elder Zoomers. Uh, yeah, kind of nuts, huh? Now we're gonna have to start demanding what we want the wider culture to look like. We need I don't know, like a mini clip reference in the new Marvel movie to come out, and then we cheer and do like a chicken jockey thing, like um, the it's that one game, the George Bush Obama paintball game. There has to be a reference to that in the new Avengers, the new Avengers, the new Avengers movie. Real ones know what I'm talking about. So, yep, that's it. Um, Next one coming soon. Looking forward to the Switch 2 launch, and see you on the next one. Bye. Have a good day. See ya.